New questions over who will replace outgoing Homeland Security Secretary Janet Napolitano, TSA Chief John Pistole, FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate, and New York Police Commissioner Ray Kelly are just some of the people who are being talked about as possible successors. The announcement of Napolitano's resignation comes as a new battle over a new immigration overhaul bill is heating up on Capitol Hill. And take a look at this. Recent Fox News polling found 73% of Americans want the government to complete new border security before changing any policies. The heart of the dispute between Republicans and Democrats right now, or at least some of it. Joining us now is Didi Binky, former campaign aide and White House aide to President George W. Bush, and David Mercer, former Deputy National Finance Director of the DNC. Good to have you both. And that's as smiley and as friendly as we'll probably see you for the next few moments, so let's enjoy it. Because I've interviewed you both many times. We'll leave the politics aside, though, because I want to start with who might take this position. Didi, you like Ray Kelly, New York Police Commissioner. Why?
Oh, I love Ray Kelly. I think he's absolutely perfect because he's not part of Washington, which is a big plus right now because no one's getting along there. It's a stalemate. And Ray Kelly is so respected. And look what he's done with New York. New York is safe. And he is someone who really has a wonderful personality. I really think that this is a no-brainer. This is a guy that can get the job done, respected, and he knows law enforcement. He's going to put that over politics, and that's what we need right now.
Wow, no-brainer. That's a loaded word. That means you cannot disagree, David. But is there somebody that you like?
I think there are several candidates, and we've heard, in addition to Ray Kelly, former Senator Lieberman, who is currently now up in New York at a law firm, among others. But I'm not sure that the nominee will have that much of an impact. Of course, they cover border security and other matters, but we saw the Senate, which is the only body that does these hearings on confirmations, deal with immigration, common sense immigration reform and border security. So really, this all rests in the House when it comes to immigration. So I think, it's a separate issue and will remain that in the Senate as it regards the DHS Cabinet Secretary nominee.
David could not resist going down the political road. Before we leave, though, this idea of someone taking over, I want to read you, though, just what former Senator Lieberman said. He said the timing is not right for him right now to return to Washington, so we'll see what happens. All right, you want to talk politics? Let's do it. Let's talk about that reform in immigration. How big of a role does the Department of Homeland Security Secretary really play in it, Didi?
Well, the reason I think Ray Kelly would be so good, it'd be refreshing. And remember that Chuck Schumer supports him, and so does Peter King. So already there's a bipartisan group, New Yorkers who know him very well, and really should have something to say. I don't think it's good that Janet Napolitano was seen as just the yes person for President Obama. You need someone who understands these issues, and it's very delicate right now. And to have someone who actually would put politics aside, and I really think Ray Kelly would do that, and push law enforcement, and something he's done very well, and having a military background as well is incredibly important, would just be very, very good for our country right now.
I want to pop up that recent Fox News poll one more time because I want you guys to see this. 73% of Americans want the government to complete new border security before changing policies. David, actually, in the Senate version, there's, $700 million, part of it to get this done. So what is the sticking point with Republicans? Can't you guys get together?
Well, I think Republicans need to get together in their conference in the House, because you're absolutely right that those provisions for increased border security are in the Senate version of the bill, to say nothing of the fact that there have been great advances on enhancing border security with 1,300 more border security guards above what was prescribed in 2007. And in addition, less apprehensions, which means there are more that are less that are trying to cross the border. So we're on the pathway to securing greater enhancement on border security. So that it's a non-issue, especially when it's been enhanced. And I think that what it comes down to in the House is Boehner not going with a Hastert rule and letting a vote come to the floor on immigration.
And that's just so people understand, that's a ruling on filibustering and how long it would take to get this to the floor. Didi, now I kind of set David up a little bit there. because
Thank you.
it's not just simple to say that you provided the money for it in the bill, is it, Dee Dee? Because there's some problems with how that would roll out and really become actuality. Boom, offense.
Well, you're exactly right, Harris, and that is the sticking point, because we want the security first. We want the fence first before anything else. Forget it. If we don't have that, we're not moving forward, and that's what's happening. Because it doesn't make sense to move forward without having security first. And
we've been enhancing security, just to
but
make
we're
the
not,
point
though.
clear.
It's not, that's not been happening. And
it has
that's
been
not
happening with more border agents. And even
David,
the Senate
David,
bill.
let her talk. Play nice.
73% of Americans want this. Republicans agree, so we're going to serve the American people. 73% want the border secured, and that's what we need to do.
And if I might add,
I have a quick question for both you guys, because I'm always curious about this. Whenever they have these discussions, are there people whom this actually affects at that table? Because wouldn't that affect the conversation a great deal if we brought in some people who really are affected by this? Like maybe we bring people from states like Arizona, just citizens, sit in on the table.
Which is why you had Janet Napolitano as a border state as DHS secretary.
But she wasn't listening to the people of
right.
Arizona. She didn't listen to the people of Arizona. The people of Arizona want those borders. It's very dangerous along the border. I mean, that's proven. This is a fact.
Yeah.
Now, she was just listening to President Obama.
If I might add that, you know, to round out the whole picture on immigration and the path to citizenship, that 74% of the American people with requirements to that citizenship want a path to citizenship for immigrants, just as much as they want border security.
It sounds like we're
and the
trading
House
numbers,
needs to act on that.
73% to 74%. We didn't get to 100% solved, though, today, but it was fun to see you and talk about this. And it's such an important job. The person who will lead the DHS will be watching to see who takes that job.
Kelly.
Agree.
Dee Dee and David, thank you.
Thank you, Harris.
Pleasure.
Well,